Amarillo. I'm the warning coordination meteorologist for those that don't know me, and we'll go ahead and get started with the weekly weather briefing. Today is July 23rd, Thursday, 2020. So the main themes of the week are we got isolated to scattered summer storms several days through the next week. We'll look at the timing of that a little better here in a minute. We're going to see a little bit of an increase in moisture as we go into early next week, so it kind of increasing the rain chances there. There is a very isolated chance of a severe storm or very localized severe storm any given day. Just like yesterday, we just had this one storm kind of go rogue and get briefly become strong to severe, and that will be a possibility any day. But that any impacts from that probably remain rather localized, not a lot of widespread impacts. And but there could be a warning or two in a lot of different days this week. Looking here at the matrix, again, the severe weather threat, didn't want to leave it out, but it is very low end on any given day. The best, if I had to pick a day out of here, Sunday, Monday time frame, there might be a little better chance to have slightly more organization in there. But otherwise, we're talking very isolated, very isolated impacts if that were to occur. The least amount of chances Friday and Saturday, and then pick that back up. Any day, and I could have even have highlighted today, could have a very localized heavy rain. These are pretty tropical in nature, so we could have localized heavy rainfall any day, but the best chance of having maybe some of that will be Sunday and Monday, it looks like. A little closer look at today, we have a little weakness in the high pressure ridge that's been keeping us dry off and on throughout the summer. So there's a little weakness in there, and so that's what's triggering off our storms. You see our severe potential is so low we don't even have this outlook at the Storm Prediction Center, but again, that's not to say there's not just one storm that decides it's going to get strong. But the main threat if we get a stronger storm would be from wind gusts. This time of year, it's harder to get large hail, but you never know. Maybe we could get something close to an inch. The threat for today would be now through early evening. These really are going to need the heating. As soon as we start losing, we saw yesterday, as soon as we started losing heating, they died down pretty quick, and that's expected to be what would happen today again. When I put land spouts in here, and a land spout, for those that don't know, is basically a different way to get a tornado. It's almost like a dust devil, where a storm moves over like a circulation, like a dust devil circulation, and stretches it up into the storm, and you spin the tornado from the bottom up. And they're usually small and weak. They're hard to see on radar. The conditions that favor tornadoes, real tornadoes, I should say, like the springtime type ones, you don't really need those the same conditions for these, so they're kind of hard to predict. We've had quite a few of these this summer. The most notorious was the one that went through Amarillo, and it didn't even damage roofs. It just broke some tree limbs and some of those types of things. But that's going to remain something that could happen at any time in the summer. Skipping ahead to Sunday, again, we could have storms different times of the day, but if there's a severe threat, it will be late afternoon and through the evening, maybe just beyond midnight. Better chances of rain. Again, this day will be more in the west. Stuff coming out of New Mexico will be the concern out of the mountains and coming into the western panhandle. And again, kind of the lower end severe storm. Hail maybe pushing an inch, very localized damaging wind. Some locally heavy rain with that. Similar conditions for Monday, although a better chance of rain, it appears. I would say that the weather models are a little all over the place, and the moisture kind of how it works out this week. And there's a little front. It may be in the area, may not be in the area. So there's a little bit of uncertainty ways to go out in time. But right now it looks like Monday's a little better chance of rain. You can see in the evening there we've got, 30, 40, even 50, 60% chance in the northwest. So again, that we'll have some decent chance of some rainfall with that. Maybe some locally heavy rainfall, which nobody is going to complain about at this point. And that can carry on until Tuesday, and I won't get into details, kind of the same look to it for Tuesday and even into Wednesday. Here's the 7-day rainfall total. I dare you to try to guess where the tropical system is going to go and where the high pressure is going to tend to hang out, right? But where you're on the edge, you can see that moisture working around that tropical system expected to impact the Texas coast. I believe the last I looked, it was expected to remain a tropical storm, so mainly a rainfall concern. But you can really see how this moisture works, how it feeds into Mexico and then feeds around the ridge. So we're on the edge of that in a few days, and so we've got potential to get half an inch to an inch of rain on average. There will be, locally higher amounts than that and locally much lower amounts than that, but especially favoring the Northwest. Beyond the 7-day forecast, we're still kind of in this little bit favorable pattern. The first few days of that, especially the last couple of days of July and the first day of August, and then we may transition a little drier after that. But just wanted to show that this kind of pattern continues, which is, again, a good thing because we're continuing to be in the drought, although we've seen some improvement in that of late. So that is all that I have for you today, and I will take any questions if you have them. And I'm going to turn off the recording. And you can type those into your question box. And of course, my computer's locking up right now because that's what it's been doing today. But so my GUI here is frozen up at the moment. But if you have any questions, I'll stay on here for a minute or so longer.